Hi, chess friends. This is Sir Glenn, and ito yung part 4 ng aking series about Stonewall Attack. Okay? So if you haven't watched the first three videos, I advise you to review it or look at it first. Okay. Now, on part 4, I will discuss the lines which I think is good for black when encountering when playing against Stonewall. Okay. Basically, we will try to discuss the move orders. Um, let's start from the not obvious towards the uh, the ones that I encountered usually. And after e3, black plays knight c6. I encountered this many times, um, especially against computers. If I'm playing the stone attack, and after bishop d3, the computer plays queen g5. Actually, I encountered this with a human player before, and I find it difficult to answer. Now, if you will defend bishop f1, then it's would be undoing dahil kade-develop mo lang yung bishop mo eh, tapos gaganon mo ulit, di ba? And if you play queen f3, black will play knight takes d4, which is a shocker because after pawn takes knight, queen takes bishop. So, it's either you play g3, weakening your your structure, or you play king f1. Okay, but if you know this line, of course, before you play bishop f3, you will play f4 first. And after f5, bishop d3, knight f6, knight d2, and then d5, followed by knight e4, knight e7, c6. Actually, parang ganyan nga yung structure na ginagawa. Bishop d6, castle, castle, c3. And then here, black plays knight e4, followed by bishop e8, bishop d7, bishop e8, bishop h5. I don't consider this as the best way to play for black, pero this is one of the ways to equalize. Okay. So another line that I want you to show you is the one that I've been using kasi I'm playing both Slav and King's Indian. But basically the symmetrical variation of the Stonewall is also considered quite potent. After f4, f5, knight f3, knight d7, knight bd2, knight f6, castle, castle. c3, c6, which is good enough for equality. No? Yun ang problema eh. If you are playing setup positions, the basic mirror defense would definitely do the job. Okay. If you don't like symmetry, then I recommend you to play this. After e3, we proceed to play with the King's Indian. Although I discussed some of the video that if black players plays the King's Indian, it's best to answer it with the Sukertot system, which is bishop d2, knight f3, b3, bishop g2, bishop g7. But here, let me just uh, show you one line that I play against the Stonewall Attack, castle, castle, and after b6, c3, c5, after knight bd2, bishop a6, eliminating the light square bishop and lessening white's attack. So after knight e5, knight fd7 lang. Actually, kain muna, sorry. Kain muna sa d3. Walang problema. And then knight bd7. Followed by f6, knight c6. Capture, capture, f6, knight c6, and eventually rook a e8 after some preparation e5. This is just one of my favorite line. One line syempre yung isa rin sa ano ko is yung um, Chinani Anand. Before, I just saw it. After d6, d5, f4, and then uh, after c6, knight f3, bishop f5. Nagpapadouble pawn. Ayan, kapalit ng open g file. which is kahit nasa light square yung pawn ng black, open naman yung G file, may possibility ng attack. And the E4 is held in check by black. Okay, it's just one. Another is the Horowitz system, which is after D4, D4, E3, D5, Bishop D3, Knight C6, which is I think one of the anti-Stonewall then. Kasi after Knight C6 and you continue with F4, Black will play Knight B4, killing your Bishop on D3, which is part of the opening. Two bishops yung Black, double pawn yung White sa center. So normal line would be here and then here, here. Now earlier, if White doesn't play E4 and continues with maybe Knight BD2 or let's say C3, Black can play E5 with very easy way to play. Kasi both knight occupies an ideal central post. Tapos yung dalawang pawn niya nasa gitna rin. And White's opening is quite considered quite timid. No? Hindi masyadong ganun kalakas yung starting moves niya. Well, eventually after knight d2, if black plays knight e4, simply bishop e2, c3, and then babalik yung bishop doon, no? But instead of knight b4, black can immediately play e5, which is, alam na natin na equalizes. If white plays naman the regular f4, knight b4, and then bishop e2, bishop f5 is very strong. And after uh, knight a3, which is forced, um, well, I would consider c6. So that after c3, knight a6, and then followed by g6, bishop g7, castle kingside. Well, we do not fear bishop takes a6 anymore because it gives black the two bishops. Plus, marami ng move na sinayang white sa opening. As compensation for the double pawns, um, black has a very comfortable position. Yeah. And threatening din sa g6 lang so that after knight e5 meron tayong bishop d7. We don't play e6. We do not close off this bishop kasi kailangan siya sa defense. Okay? So never again be afraid of the Stonewall Attack kasi napakadali lang niyang i-neutralize. And of course the Teachman system, which is also quite good. Okay, another line worth mentioning is also what we call the Teichmann defense or Teachman defense. I don't know how to pronounce it actually. But after d4, d5, f3, e6, e3, e6, bishop d3, knight c6. And it looks like we are going to the other defenses, which is like the Horowitz. But since e6 is thrown in, hindi actually magta-transpose sa Horowitz. And after f4, the Stonewall-like move, we got g5. So, it looks strange at first, pero after knight f3, meron kang half-open e-file, ang black naman half-open g-file, and simply the game will might develop like this, followed by castle queenside. So as you can see, the game developed quite sharply with the white uh, targets the queen side attack by a pawn storm and black targets the king side uh, by the half open G file. So it's actually up to your preference kung ano sa tingin mo ang mas effective na approach against Stonewall. Again, it's on the note of this video. Titingnan nyo lang, nandun yung list ng aking sources. Take a look at it, study it if you really want to master it as white or as black if somebody else is playing it against you. At least you know how to handle it and reach a comfortable middle game. Okay? So again, thank you for taking your time in watching my videos. I hope you click on like and share it on your Facebook through YouTube. And see you again next time. Thank you. Bye. Take care.